All right, we have an example of a quadratic equation, example 0. And the equation that we're given is x squared plus 5x minus 104 equals 0. This is in standard form, our polynomial. And what we're going to do first is identify what the letters a, b, and c are. These are coefficients of the x squared and the x and the constant term respectively. So my first coefficient a is 1, b is 5, and c is negative 104. Next, I will write down the quadratic formula. That tells me that my solution is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now that I've remembered the quadratic formula correctly, I will simply substitute for each of the letters in the quadratic formula what its value is. So I have negative b. B is 5, and we use parentheses to emphasize my substitution. Plus or minus the square root of b squared, that's 5 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 104. That is all over 2a. I'll continue by simplifying this expression. So I have x equals negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 5 squared is 25 minus 4 times 1 is 4. And I still have my negative 104. I'm just going to do one step at a time. Each time I pass through. And 2 times 1 is 2. Next, I'll simplify this even further. I still have my negative 5 plus or minus square root of my b squared, 25. Now, minus 4 times a negative 104. Well, this is going to give me a negative number, 4 times negative 104, and minus a negative number is going to give me a plus a positive number. 4 times 104, I can use my calculator, but it will turn out to be 416. And it's all still over 2. Continuing, my simplification, I have negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 plus 416 is 441, all over 2. And this is negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 441. 441 is a perfect square, and it turns out that is 21 squared. That's all over 2. So this gives me 2 solutions. I now have 2 solutions where I use the plus and minus. It's going to be equal to negative 5 plus 21 over 2, or negative 5 minus 21 over 2. 2 solutions. So I'll take a look at the first. Negative 5 plus 21 is a plus 16, positive 16. Or negative 5 minus 21 is a negative 26, all over 2. And I can finally simplify that. You get 16 divided by 2 is 8. Or negative 26 divided by 2 is negative 13. These are my 2 solutions to my quadratic equation. X equals 8 or x equals negative 13.